If you would rather be sitting like this, sitting on your shins with your feet behind you, that's fine too. If you have your props and you would like to use them to give you a little bit of height under your seat, help yourself and take a moment to welcome yourself to your practice. So, this can really be a ritual that you set for yourself. There isn't a prescription. This doesn't have to look a particular way every single time, but we're a bit of creatures of habit. So definitely take time to create the mental space that works for you. And a lot of times it's a moment of sitting quietly and bringing our attention to our bodies and our breath. And the moment you become still in your body and mind, there are certain things that become louder, right? So if you had clenching of your jaws, or if your eyebrows are frowning, you have a frown on your face, if you are shrugging your shoulders, holding them up, these things become more pronounced. So, whatever you notice about your body, as you tune into your breath, perhaps you're able to soften, settle, release. And definitely make a point of being non judgmental towards yourself as you come into this moment. Remember that this moment is just for yourself, and it doesn't have to be a perfect stillness. We are in this perpetual sense of interacting with the environment around us. So, stillness doesn't look like stiffness, it looks like a level of flexibility and interaction with what's happening around you. Whether there is a soft pat, or perhaps there is noise around you, and you're able to sit with what is. And after you feel that you've welcomed some of these elements into your practice, this softness, this um, relative stillness, this mindfulness of your body and your breath, perhaps there is something in particular that becomes the focus for you today. And that can be an intention that guides you into your movement practice. So every movement can be an expression of our feelings. It can be a feeling towards yourself or towards someone else. So take a moment to dedicate this movement practice. And you can bring your hands, place one hand at your chest and the opposite hand on top, and bow your head. And as you take your next inhalation, feel the soft rise and fall of your chest as you breathe. You know that this is precious, right? This breath, this constant motion. So exhale, let that go. Release your hands. And we'll start to make small movements with our body. So shift to the left and shift to the right, moving from your waist. And if you'd like to use your hands to connect with that feeling of movement originating from the midline, Since we're in the middle of the day, your body is not as viscous as when you wake up. If you do this right when you wake up, it might be very hard to sense any movement there. So now that we've moved a little bit and dissolved some of the collagen that accumulates during the night, you might feel a little bit more fluid in your movement. And then from your rib cage, begin to draw some circles. So push your chest forward, back, right and left, right? So making a circle. And stay with your breath. Shoulders stay relaxed. And circle the opposite way. So by doing this, your focus is up high, but it's okay if you're moving all the way down low into your lower back. So notice if there is any movement happening in your pelvis as well. And then pause in the center and just try to think of your sternum, right? And your sternum can feel like something stiff, right? But if you bring your hands right to the side of your sternum, and if you move your skin left and right a little, there's softness there, right? So you can actually manipulate some of the chest area here, the area right around your sternum. And you actually have 3 different bones here. They're kind of like all very close to one another. So it feels like one big thing, but it's actually 3. So give yourself a little massage here. And remind yourself to let this whole area move with your breath. And then we'll continue to move our bodies as well. So bring your left hand down, reach your right arm up, and side bend to the left. And slowly through center, right fingers down, left arm up, and all the way over to the other side. And continue like that as a blade of grass with the wind. And you can visualize yourself on a field with the sun shining over you. One more time to each side. And pause in the center. And if you need to switch the way you're sitting, feel free to do that. We're just going to do a couple more here. Left hand down, reach your right arm to the left. This time, go like in the same height as your shoulders and reach a little bit back behind you. So more rotation. Before we're side bending, now we rotate. So go right and left. Right arm to the left arm to the right, and a little bit behind. I'm sorry, my phone is making noises. So let me just make sure that that's silenced. Sorry. Hey, Sharon. All right, one more time each side with this rotation. And come to center. And now think about that area that you moved, your sternum, and we're going to shine that up. You can bend your elbows as you reach your arms up. And as you exhale, almost as if you're holding a beach ball. So push the sternum back and hug your beach ball closer to your chest. So breathe in, open big, chest up. And breathe out, hugging that beach ball, almost as if you were pressing it towards your chest. And a couple more times. Elbows can bend. Exhale round. Make this movement as big as it feels comfortable for your spine. And here your pelvis is hopefully tilting up and down. One more. And round. And pause. Just take a moment, go back to that stillness of the very beginning. Notice if anything feels different. If you notice again any of those patterns of gripping, breathe, soften, relax. It takes practice. And come onto your hands and knees. And you can bring the blocks under your hands if you have them. And no problem if you don't. Sometimes giving yourself that little extra height makes the movement more comfortable. So let's flow through some cat and cows here. Reaching the chest forward, the tailbone up, toes tucked, and then untuck the toes, tailbone down, rounding the spine. And a couple more times. So tuck your toes, chest forward, tailbone up, gaze forward, reverse. And continue with your breath. So you're moving a little bit of everything, right? Head and neck, chest, rib cage, belly, lower back, legs, feet. One more. Exhaling, really pushing. So push down into your hands, push your rib cage up into the sky, and then go back to what feels like a flat spine. So if the ceiling was very low, that would be kind of claustrophobic. But if you could press your back up into the ceiling, the back of your head and your lumbar spine. And then from here, let's pick up your right hand and tap your left shoulder. Try not to move anything. And do the same. Left hand to right shoulder and down. So keep switching a few times. So just waking up all those muscles in the front of your body that we tend to refer to as the core, right? But the core is also back here. So everything is working to keep you steady as you lift one hand and tap. And now pause with the hands. So push down and let's tap one foot back at a time. So you can tuck your left toes under and extend your right leg long and tap the ball of your right foot to the floor. Bring the right knee back. And again, you're trying to move nothing but that one leg that's moving. Everything else stays pretty much the same. And do that a couple more times. Left, right, left, right. Last one. Breathe, make sure you're breathing, and pause. Now we're going to try a little march, right? So left leg goes back, right arm goes forward. And if you'd like to lift the leg a little bit, that's fine too. And down, and reach, and down. A little march. Notice if you start to lose stability or if this still feels pretty stable for you. One more set. And pause. Very good. Bring your big toes together, knees wide, and begin to round your spine back. Round your spine back, sitting back into child's. Keep your arms reaching forward, nice and straight. You can let your forehead touch down. If your hips don't go all the way back, don't force it. Just think about really moving your lumbar spine back and stretching your arms forward. And breathe in, reach your chest forward again. And keep pushing down into your hands. Let your hips drop, but don't arch your lumbar spine. So hips go down, but you're still in that little cat shape in your lower back, and your chest goes up. So sternum, that part that we moved, faces forward. Let's move like that. Sitting back, child's pose, coming forward, chest forward. It's kind of like a very high cobra. And back and forth. One more time, back and forth. Very good. You can now move the blocks. If you'd like to use them, it's fine. You can continue to use them under your hands. Come back to your hands and knees, tuck your toes. And as you lift your knees, just walk your toes back little by little until you're in a plank. And feel really strong here, pushing the mat away. So it's like being with a spinning table, but now your legs are extended. Now soften your knees, send your tailbone all the way up and back, and you're in your downward facing dog. So you can extend your legs as much as it feels good, but you're still keeping that long spine. So avoid rounding your spine here. And you can paddle out your feet. Maybe send your hips to the right and to the left. Try to feel that stretch on the side of the body, the same when we were side bending when seated. And then look forward, bend your knees, and walk your feet to the top of the mat. Forward fold. You might want to have your blocks handy towards the top of your mat. Take a breath in. If your hands are on the blocks, come halfway, lengthen your spine forward, and maybe even come onto the fingertips. So try to find that flat spine again. Exhale, bend your knees and fold down. The legs are active here. You're not just flopping. So keep pushing down into your heels and lifting your sit bones up as you're folding with your spine. And then as you inhale, bend your knees to release some of the tension and come halfway up again. Fold back down, push into your feet and rise all the way up. Reaching tall through your fingertips. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. If you have your blocks, you can touch them as you come halfway, lengthen. And as you exhale, step back with your left leg, left knee down. Turn your left fingers a little bit as if you were opening a jar, right? And the eye of your elbow faces out. So keep that. You can pick up your left hand and put it on your left shoulder and open that left side of your body out. So instead of shrugging and hunching, you're really opening. And from there, reach your right arm up. Nice big twist. Exhale, bend your right elbow and bring that arm under your left. And we'll flow like that. Breathe in, reach up, breathe out, curling. Remember that left shoulder stays open as you twist open. And as you exhale, round. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Both hands framing your right foot. Touch your left toes to the mat. Lift your left knee up and step your right foot back. Plank pose. Now go ahead and push the mat away. Feel really strong here. Soften your knees to send your hips up and back for downward dog. And again, take a moment, find that length in your spine. Really feel your strength through your hands. So you're not gripping so hard that you have white knuckles, but you can support the weight of your body and lift up, grow tall through your spine. With your next breath out, look towards your hands and step your feet forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lengthen. And if you're touching the blocks, it's okay. Find that feedback. Press into your hands, push into your feet, spine long. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Breathe in, reach. Breathe out, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, touch down. Right foot goes back. Right knee down. So open the jar with your right hand so that your shoulder is nice and open. You can use your left hand to that right shoulder first, and then open big into a twist. And exhale, curl the left arm under the right. Breathe in, open. Breathe out, curl. Breathe in, open again. Breathe out, curl. And frame your left foot, hands down. Lift your back knee and send the left leg alongside the right. Push the mat away. One more plank here. Feeling really strong. And then you can bend your knees, touch them down, lower onto your belly. Bend your elbows, slowly lower down. All right. We're going to take a pause here on our bellies. Reach your right arm forward. Grow tall through your right arm. You can have your forehead down to the mat. If you want to roll the mat a little bit, if it feels better on your neck, you can do that, or even have a block under your forehead. So reach long through the right arm, reach long through the left leg. Bend the right knee and reach back for your foot with your left hand. So left hand to the right foot. And try to hug the heel towards your glute and avoid opening your right knee out to the side. So just breathe here. And if your tailbone is going up, like cow pose, try to do a little cat in your lower back. Reaching through the right arm, reaching through the left, right heel towards your glute. One more breath and exhale slowly. Release the foot, extend the right leg, and let's switch. Left arm goes forward, bend the left knee, right hand reaches for your foot. And it's okay if they don't touch, right? If you can't grab it, just work with that action. So keep growing long through the right foot, long through the left hand, moving the tailbone down. Another breath here. Heel towards the glute. And exhale, slowly release. Hands towards your chest and lift up into your cobra. So elbows reaching back. Exhale, lower, tuck your toes. Make your way back to downward dog. Paddle out your feet. You can send the hips side to side, opening the side of the body. One more breath. And the next time that you exhale, prepare. Gaze towards your hands, and you can walk, or if you'd like to jump, jump to the top of your mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. So reach for one of your blocks and keep it handy near your left foot. So to the outside of your left foot. And bring your feet about hip width apart. A lot of times you might hear yoga teachers saying knees together, toes together for chair pose, but chair pose doesn't need to be with always your feet together. It might feel better with feet hip width apart. So you decide what feels better in your body. You can play with both ways. So inhale, reach your arms forward, bend your knees, and go as low as you can support that length in your spine. So instead of sending your tailbone up, keep your tailbone down and your spine is long. So think about your sternum. It keeps going forward more than up. And as you find your shape here, think about that opening of the can with your hands so that your arms stay in external rotation. Take another breath here. I know that you're getting tired. And now shift more weight onto your left foot. Come up onto the ball of your right foot. Lift your heel up. And then pushing into your left leg, bring the right knee up towards your chest, coming to stand. You can bring your hands towards your heart. And now rest the right ankle to your left thigh, making a figure four. So transition slowly. And then you're going to feel like your right knee wants to open out to the side. So let that happen. We're going to try to go back to the chair shape with the figure four. So reach your arms forward. Begin to bend your knees. Sit down a little lower. Stay with your breath and the length in your spine. So again, try not to make a big arch with your lumbar spine. Keep reaching. Go wherever you can. And then you're going to start to move your toes, your right toes, towards that block. So if the block is very high and it's not challenging at all, you can bring the block a little lower, but you're going to have the little kickstand. So now you have both knees reaching forward And you're in one long line here with your body. All right, we're gonna go into eagle, right? So eagle arms. Your right toes are touching the block. Bring your left arm, right arm under, left arm over. And either the backs of the hands touch or the palms. And hopefully this feels okay. And if it doesn't, you could then just hug yourself. That's another option. So move your elbows forward, sit a little lower. Keep reaching your fingers up high. With your next breath out, without hugging the elbows to your belly, begin to round your spine, but have the sense that your sternum is still open. So you're not just collapsing your shoulders forward, you're actually sliding your shoulder blades apart. And sit a little lower. Maybe you can even kick the block, so now you don't use that support under your toes. Whoa. And exhale, slowly release, lifting that knee up into your chest and come to stand on both legs. Woo, that left leg is probably speaking to you. Give it a little shake. You got it. You can roll your ankles. And we'll try the other side. First, let's take a vinyasa. So again, position the blocks if you're gonna use them. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, touch down, walk back, plank pose. We're gonna go straight down. So knees down first if you need to, bending the elbows, lower the chest, untuck your toes, rise into your cobra. Exhale back into downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Reset. Let go of any tension around your neck and allow the weight of your head to create this traction for your spine. Sit bones reaching up, crown of your head down. As you exhale, walk your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands at your heart. And now the block goes to the outside of your right ankle, and you can choose the height. And you might notice that you need a different setting for the block for the other leg. That's the way we are, right? So begin finding the width for your chair pose, and arms go forward, sit bones low, chair pose. Think about rotating the arms so that your palms are turning up, your pinky fingers coming closer towards one another. And breathe and keep coming down low, strong with your thighs, very long with your spine, relaxed with your face. Shift weight onto your right foot. And as you step strongly into that right foot, the left knee comes up towards your chest. And then you can bring your hands to your heart center as you bring the left ankle to the right thigh and open the left knee out to the side. So as you do this, your hips continue to face forward. And you might have a moment here where you lose your balance. It's okay. Just touch a wall, whatever you need to, and go back to it. When you feel ready, begin to move your arms forward again to sit back into chair with your figure 4 legs. So again, your body is going to counterbalance, right? It's going to work to compensate for the loss of that one point of contact. And you're going to feel a little wobbly. So be okay with it, right? Try to feel like that blade of grass that can move with the wind. And one more breath here. And then you can begin to slide the left foot towards the block, to the outside of your right foot. So any setting here, if you need to adjust it, adjust it. and your knees keep facing forward. And you continue to work on sitting low until you bring your left arm under and your right arm over, backs of the hands or palms together. And from here, move your elbows away from you. So creating that space in your back. Keep focus, right? Stay focused with your eyes. Reach your fingertips up. Exhale and begin to round your spine. It's like bowing down. Chin stays in, right? So your chin is leading the way. Remember your sternum. That's your point of reference here. You keep reaching your sternum forward. One more breath. If you'd like to kick the block out to the side and just rely on the strength of your muscles here. And with control, coming out of this beautiful eagle shape and coming back to both feet. Ooh, well done. Move your ankle, your standing ankle, and the other one as well. Give your joint a little love. Shake it out. Beautiful. All right. Blocks can be handy as we move through one more warrior sequence. So coming from standing, reach your arms forward, find your chair. And just as before, you stepped into your, let's do right foot first, right? So stepping into the right foot, left knee up. And now let's just send it straight back into a lunge. Then touch the heel down, arms up. And let's reach the arms forward. So your right knee is bent in front of you. The right knee likes to dance around. It likes to roll in. Think about the outside of your right knee pushing into an imaginary hand on the right side, okay? So it's almost as if it's going more in the direction of your pinky toe. Push into the pinky toe on your left side. So you can bring your left hand to the outside of the thigh and push up. So both legs are really strong and planted here. Arms forward. So let's play with like as if it was bow and arrow. Reach forward with your right palm. Turn your fingers down. It's almost as if you had Spider-Man hand. And bring your left hand and rest your fingers to your left shoulder. Pull your left elbow back. So it's a nice twisting of the rib cage. Keep facing forward. Let's just twist the upper body and switch. Left arm forward, right elbow back. Keep switching. Remember, the back elbow is high and the front wrist is right in line with your shoulders. Keep twisting. Keep your gaze forward. You can find a focal point in your room and keep breathing. Reach, 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 and pause. Reach your right arm forward, palm down. Reach your left arm back, palm down. And you can open the back hip a little bit to come into a warrior two stance. Good. So reach out into your warrior two. Let's reverse. Left hand down, right palm up and back. Peaceful warrior. Back into warrior two. Grow tall, get long with both legs, almost like a starfish shape. And let's switch. Right toes towards the long edge of the mat, left toes towards the back of your mat. Find your warrior two here. All right, take a moment, warrior two. Notice your legs, and then you can bring that back hip a little more forward, maybe even step that foot to bring both arms up, and then right in line with your shoulders. And let's do that bow and arrow again. Now we're facing the other side. So reach forward with one wrist and the opposite hand rests on your shoulder. And keep flowing like that. Keep your nose, your chin, and your sternum and your belly button aligned, right? And that left knee isn't dancing. So both legs are strong. If your right thigh becomes a little sleepy, wake it up as if there was a hand on that thigh and your thigh pushes back into the hand. Move your rib cage and breathe. Nice, everyone. And pause. Go back to that warrior two stance with your right leg. So that's just the right leg that gets adjusted. Arms out. And peaceful warrior here. Reach back. Nice big stretch. Good. Come back to warrior two. Long with your body. Reach up with your arms. Face all your toes to the long edge of your mat. And you can have your heels in a little bit more. Bend your knees, move your knees out. You can bring your hands towards your knees, right? Maybe they don't find your knees yet, so towards your thighs. And again, find that sense of pushing out into your hands. And get a little lower if you need to swing a little bit side to side here, maybe adjust your stance a little more. This is called goddess, right? So take a moment, almost like a sumo wrestler. Inhale your arms up and exhale, hug your elbows towards the side of your body. So again, chest nice and open, chin is in. Think about your lumbar spine, and if there is a big arching there, maybe lift up a little bit, try to tuck your tail under, and then maybe go a little bit lower. Good. And now push into your feet, grow tall, reach long. Exhale, warrior two again to the right side. Right forearm to the thigh, left arm up, maybe over your head, and feel that long line from your ankle all the way to your wrist. One more breath here, reaching long. And as you exhale, pull yourself back upright, coming back into that sumo kind of shape. And then goddess hugging the elbows to the side of the body. Notice your lumbar spine. And then let's switch warrior two to the left. Open your arms, left toes to the short edge of your mat. Nice and big. Exhale into your side angle pose. Right arm up and over your head. Grow tall. Find length. Now notice here again, are you pushing your rib cage forward? If you are, bring it in. Imagine that there is a wall behind you, you're leaning against it. And now with the strength of your mid body, lift yourself back up. One last time, that sumo kind of shape, hugging the elbows in. It's called goddess pose. And push into your feet, hands to your hips. Turn your toes forward and come to center. So pause for a moment and release your arms by your side. Close your eyes and just notice overall how your body feels right now. We did some movement, we did some twisting. So notice if anything shifted from when we began. And we're going to do one more balancing. Just checking on time. All right, so let's stand on the right leg. Let's pick up the left. And if you want to have a block handy, feel free to take a moment and place the block near the right side. Lift your left knee up like we did before. And again, turn that knee out. So as if you're going to bring the ankle to the thigh, but this time you're going to go past the thigh and rest the foot on the standing leg for tree. So take a moment. It's going to feel a little wobbly at first, and then perhaps you can settle, right? Hands can be at your heart center. Find the focal point. Now let's play with lifting the foot away from the leg and placing it back there. And one more time, lift it away from the leg and place it back there. Last one. Move it away and place it back. Now let's slide again. That ankle to the thigh, back into your figure four. Keep moving the knee out. Reach your arms in front. Come into your chair shape with the knee out. Keep relaxing that knee down towards the floor. And then let's fold. So perhaps you find your blocks and you touch down and release the weight of your head. Straighten your standing leg. As you do this, what happens is your hips might want to go to the right. So keep moving your right hip back and your left knee down towards the floor. Relax your head. All right, slowly try to slide yourself back up. So hands back towards your chest, right knee bent, coming upright, left knee in. Nice, Laura, and step down. All right, that was a lot of work for that right leg. Move the ankle. Let's do one quick flow here. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, touch down. Walk back. Plank. And lower. And rise into your back bend. Exhale back. You can take that child's pose that we did before at the very beginning. Maybe the hips feel a little bit closer towards your heels. It's okay if they don't, but notice if your lumbar spine feels a little bit more open now. And at your pace, tuck your toes, moving back into downward facing dog. Relax your head. Breathe in and out. So it's very important to keep the pace of your breath even and to not hold your breath through the whole practice. That's the whole point. If you're holding your breath, you're over-efforting. With your next exhalation, walk your feet towards your hands. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. And rise all the way up to stand. Hands to your heart. All right, we're coming to stand on the left leg now. Blocks can be handy. And when you're ready, begin. Hands at your hips or perhaps at your heart center at first to find your balance, lifting your right knee up, opening out to the side. Rest the foot on the leg. So find your balance, really relaxing your shoulders and lift away and back. So the right foot moves from your standing leg and returns. It's okay if it finds your knee joint, as long as you're not pushing hard. You're not that fragile. Our bodies are resilient and strong, right? And now we're going to begin to cross that ankle in front of the thigh. And then if you bumped your left hip out to the side, bring it back even and begin to find your chair-like shape, your figure four, sitting down low. And this time, so we're not going back into eagle, right? We can fold forward. And you can try to fold, still maintaining some of the bend in your standing leg. And then after you find your blocks or the floor with your hands, maybe extending your left leg a little bit more. Right knee towards the floor, left sit bone up to the sky. Head, crown of your head releasing down and spine lengthening. Nice work, everyone. With control, bringing yourself slowly back up to stand. Right knee up and down. Well done. All right. We'll make our way down to the mat. Reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Left leg back. And the right. Front plank, knees down or not, as you lower onto your belly. And take a moment here. Move your tailbone down. Reach both arms long. So keep a V shape, right? Not so narrow in front of you. They can be as wide as your mat, wider than your shoulders. And keep reaching through your fingers, forehead down to the mat, and reach long through each leg. So first, pick up one leg and almost as if you could make it longer, and then the other. And they don't have to be close together. Same thing, they can be as wide as your mat. When you're ready, as you inhale, keeping the tailbone moving down, you can lift up and lower. Try to lift the arms, the legs, and also the head without looking forward with your chin, right? So the eyes can still look down. So lift and lower. Lift and lower. If it's too much to do with the arms and the legs, just do one or the other. But if you're ready, try to do a few of these. It's kind of like a big starfish jumping out of the water. One more time. Lift and lower. Then make a pillow for your forehead. Rest your forehead onto your hands. Bend your knees and windshield wiper your legs side to side. And reach your right arm out. So straight right hand aligned with your right shoulder. And bring your left fingers down to the mat, just outside of the mat, next to the left shoulder. Pick up your left leg, so reach it long, lift the thigh from the floor, bend the knee, and begin to roll your chest open to the left. So your left foot might find the floor on the right side. So this will add a little weight to the right shoulder. It's a stretch for your pectoral muscles, right? So those are muscles that get a little bit short if we start to hunch over. And this is just supposed to help stretch those muscles a little bit. So if it feels uncomfortable for your shoulder, if it feels painful, back out. And your forehead can stay on the floor. If it feels not so good for your neck, you can use a blanket under your forehead. One more breath here. Keep pointing. You can also feel a stretch on the left quadricep. So keep pointing your left knee up to the ceiling. One more breath. And with control, as you exhale, slowly roll the belly and the chest back onto the center of your mat. And we'll switch. So extend your left arm long and your palm is in line with your shoulder. And then stay on the right fingertips, just to the right side of your mat. Both legs are long, but it's your right leg that's going to lift, bend, and then you roll onto your left side. So think about that junction of your shoulder and your chest, right? Your arm and your chest, and that's the target area. Breathe into that space. So notice if you're shrugging and relax so that these muscles, the pectoral muscles, can relax. One more breath there. And if you have that sensation on your right thigh, you can keep reaching it up. Maybe your right foot found the floor. And slowly rolling back onto the center. Hands come back to the sides of your chest. Sit back one more time into child's pose. Lengthening your lumbar spine. Relax your forehead down. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Knees can be wide. And breathe into your thighs. So your belly at some point can't expand any longer because your legs are there. So your breath is going to go into your lower back. Try to sense the breath all the way down towards your lower back. And slowly come up to kneeling. Swing your legs in front of you. Hug your knees in. And roll all the way onto your backs. Keep your knees bent. Feet on the mat. Your arms can be up over your head, or if you'd like, they can also be down alongside your body. Now, if you're alongside your body, notice if you are lifting the shoulders from the floor and if you're closing your chest. So try to find a relaxed sternum that we had in the beginning. You can take a moment and hug your shoulder blades a little closer together. So let's pick up the right leg, reach it up to the sky, and cross the right knee on top of the left. Now pick up the left knee. Now you have both feet up from the mat, and think about your knees right towards the center. So you're not shifting onto the left or the right. Try to bring your shins close towards one another. So you're going to feel the squeezing on the outer hips and the inner thighs. So think about bringing the shins closer together. Outer right shin, outer left shin. Good. Now reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Feel the shoulder blades gliding apart and then coming closer together. Gliding apart, closer together. Keep your head still. One more time. Reach up, closer together. Now reach up and cross your right arm under your left. Hug your forearms towards one another. So again, backs of the hands or palms together. And now move your fingers towards the back of your mat. Elbows up, fingers back, knees stay just above your hips, and your shins going towards one another. Breathe. If it feels okay with your head and neck, chin in, lift up, bring your elbows towards your knees, hug in. And as you exhale, get a little longer, create space between elbows and knees. And back up 2 more times. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, hug in. Inhale, create space, and slowly unwind your arms, reach them back over your head, unwind your legs, touch them down to the mat, and windshield wiper your knees side to side. So it's like doing the eagle pose that we did before, but now on your back. When you're ready, second side. So left leg up, cross the left knee in front of the right, pick up your right leg up from the floor, and try to bring your shins towards one another. Keep it there, arms up to the ceiling. Reach up, back down. Reach up, back down. Reach up, back down. Reach up, stay. And now it's your left arm under, right arm over, forearms towards one another. palms or backs of hands together. And you know where to go here. If you can stay exactly where you are and keep working those actions, or perhaps lifting the head and bringing your elbows towards your knees and reaching long again. Elbows towards knees, reach long. Last effort, elbows towards the knees, reach long and release. Open your arms, bring your feet back to the mat, windshield wiper your legs, and take a few moments to wind yourself down. You can hug your knees in, draw a few circles. If you would like to extend your legs and enjoy a few minutes in Shavasana, allow your shoulders to rest and scan your body for any tension that you're holding, perhaps in your shoulders or hips or your face. And allow yourself to have that gentle rise and fall of your chest, that expansion through your belly and the sides of your body, the awareness of your breath going all the way down into your lower back as you rest. You're welcome to stay exactly as you are, or perhaps you need to go about your day. And if that's the case, begin to make small movements with your fingers and your toes, with your wrists and your ankles, breathing your arms up and over your head and finding a full body stretch. And very slowly traveling back to the position where we begin, coming up to seated. And as you arrive back there, take another moment of awareness here of your body and your breath, just noticing the effects of this movement practice, movement and mindfulness practice. Perhaps hands at your chest, bowing your head, and connecting with this ever present flow of your inhalations and exhalations, the life force within you. And definitely make a point to enjoy some of the sunshine and the fresh air outside today. Happy spring, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you, Darien Library, for hosting us.